3, 2, 1. I think we're live. Let me know in the comments if you can see and hear me. Give me a thumbs up if you hear this now. But without any further ado, hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel and another episode of The Onesie One Take. This time live, but it is still a weekly series where I come home, or again, are still in quarantine, put on a onesie, sit in front of my camera, and answer your questions. Let's adjust the light. The hair this morning is brought to you by dry shampoo and a round brush because it is early. I just taught my three VIPKID classes, and then I threw on this onesie, came downstairs, have my notes here for you guys, and let's get started. Today, we're going to be talking about short notice classes, which are my favorite kind of classes. But of course, as we say each and every time on a onesie one take, if this is the first time you are seeing my face, please make sure it is not the last by clicking that little red subscription button and the bell down below to be updated for each and every future episode. This episode, like all others, is brought to you by my weekly mailing list. You can sign up down below to be updated each and every week on VIPKID news, giveaways, goodies, all of that stuff. Information, once again, is down below. It is so weird saying that on a live feed, knowing that if I mess it up, I can't just do another take. But either way, good morning. Let me know in these comments, and I'm just going to pull up now. Let me know where you are from, if you taught this morning, if you're a VIPKID teacher, if you're another ESL teacher, or just who you are and where you're from. But without any further ado, let's jump into the idea and topic of short notice classes. Like I previously mentioned, short notice are my favorite kind of classes. And if you're new to the realm of VIPKID teaching, short notice classes are indeed classes booked with less than 24 hours notice. Some teachers, particularly the new teachers in the platform, are very nervous to do these type of classes because they say they want more time. There it was right on the front page. They want more time to prep their classes. Oh, good morning, Sydney. Sydney is one of the newest teachers here. Let us know if you've booked your first class. Oh, all these comments just now came in. I hope that you guys were able to hear everything in the beginning. Short notice does give you less time to prepare your classes, but once you get into the flow and you know, hey, these are the kind of classes that we're going to book, these are the kind of, age ranges, these are the units I teach, you can get more and more comfortable with the idea of booking short notice classes. And once again, it's less than 24 hours notice, but with the less hours to prep comes the coveted $2 bonus. So, for example, I know in the title it says how I make $25 an hour. For example, I make $8.50 base pay, and then once I get up to 45 classes and I've got my participation, it bumps me up to $10.50 per class. Then, if I make all of my classes short notice, I get those extra $2 for short notice, and I get bumped up from $10.50 per class to $12.50 per class, times that by 2, $25 an hour. I get a lot of people messaging me saying, even before any regulation changes, they would message me and say, how are you doing 25? That's a lie. I can't believe you're saying that. You're lying. And so I made a video that I will put up above in the cards when this is over and down below. It completely outlines my pay scale, my pay, my goals every month. I am changing my monthly schedule, and I'll make a video on that this Saturday. I'll probably film it after I film this one because the lighting is so nice at 10 o'clock in the morning. This is really nice. Welcome to my living room. But yes, that is how I do 25 an hour. I'm going to keep talking about this, but let me know in the comments if you like short notice, if you don't like it, pros and cons in your opinion, and if you've even been able to book a short notice. This is my contract. I'm speaking very good English. I am currently on contract number 5. I will state when I started this journey in 2018, I did not book any short notice for the first 3 to 4 months. I always had the 24-hour button pressed just in case something came on. Oh, did you set a goal for thumbs up? We're going to set them for 15 thumbs up. So I think we're at 5 or 6. So if you have not, give this video a thumbs up. And then I noticed about month 3 or 4, it was technically like May or June of 2018, I would start to book 1 or 2 short notice a week. Not a lot, and I was already booking like regular students in normal classes about 7 out of 10, 70%. And then I did contract 2 the same way, and once I hit contract 3, I started talking to other teachers who had been around for a while, and they said, Kristen, why don't you just try for a week? try only opening the earliest class that you will teach and then doing all the rest of them short notice. So what I mean by this, when I did VIPKID full time during my 8-month layoff from corporate America, I would open the 6 o'clock slots Monday to Friday, only the 6 o'clock slots, because I knew that would force me to wake up. And then Sunday evening, I would open the Monday 6:30 to 10, all short notice. And then Monday I would open Tuesday 6:30 to 10, all short notice. And I noticed, I hope you guys didn't just hear that. I think they're doing construction outside. And I noticed over time, hey, this $2 bonus when you do all short notice back to back like that, that really adds up. So I would say last summer was the last time I did this, but I would open 6 to 10 a.m., all short notice. And if they all booked, that was $100 made upstairs in a onesie before 10 a.m. And it was glorious. If you missed my video called Changes VIPKID Made That I Hate, which is a very much ranting video, I will put it up above here, I exclaimed that I hated that there is a new pay scale for teachers that I'm still working on getting a video out for you guys, and it is now ridiculously hard to book the last 2 morning slots. Even myself, I only book it like 15% of the time. If I do book it, you usually see me posting on Instagram that like, I am so incredibly excited, I can't believe it happened. Let me jump over here to my comments. Oh, there is a lot. Oh, Casey's here. You know, a good sign of a good moderator is when you don't even tell her that you're doing a live stream and she comes by. If you guys see Teacher Casey in the comments, she's the one with the wrench by her, go subscribe to that lady. That woman she does live streams, chats, interviews, all VIPKID, and it is awesome. Normally when I film these, I have my notes over here. So if you see me looking off in the distance, it's me checking that we discussed my history of short notice, when I got my first short notices, yes, contract 3, and yes, they can make a difference. Let me read your comments before I make an announcement, and it is something I have thought about doing for a very long time, and I'm very excited to do it. I'm going to move my coffee over here. Since being in quarantine, this is also filmed during quarantine if you're watching the replay, I have been trying to find ways to get cold brew sent to my house, and I found Rise Coffee does canned nitro cold brew and regular and latte. Big old fan. I did write to them and told them I was a teacher, and they said they don't do sponsorships. Of course, I wouldn't have taken one, but they do offer like a 10% discount code for teachers. The link is in my bio, as well as everything I use in my classrooms that I forgot to say in my intro. All right, you guys said, aw, just got done teaching. Awesome, Kim. I'm in Oregon, just finished teaching. Natalie, hi from California. James, you're always here. Good morning. Sydney, our newest VIPKID teacher that I know of. Haven't booked yet. I've been waiting about 5 days to get my bio and video approved, and while I'm waiting, I'm doing the mock class tomorrow. That's great. Wadner, if I say your name wrong, guys, I'm so sorry. I have taught over 198 classes in April. Just do short notice bookings only. Okay, 198 classes. We're going to round up to 200 just for easy math. They're all short notice. That on top of his base pay and participation incentives, it's an extra $400 for the same amount of work. If you're a new teacher watching this and you're nervous to do any kind of short notice, the biggest advice I'm going to give you is just open the option. Open up the option, and if the chance comes and you do book a short notice, then you just sign on 5 minutes early and you check, because 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a class you've already taught. For me, my first short notice was colors. I think like unit 2, level 2, unit whatever. It was colors. I think I did that colors unit like at least once or twice a day in the entire summer of 2018. And I was so used to it. And as an actor, like when we do plays and musicals, we're doing the same, lines and blocking over and over. So finding ways to make it different and interesting for the child really made a difference, at least in my opinion. Casey says, good morning. Kate, I passed my mock class last Thursday and now I can't get any classes. I see that all the time from people, and I think it just has to do with the fact there are so many teachers since we are all in quarantine. My biggest advice to you is go fishing. Open up all the slots that you possibly can, and then when you open, 1 or 2, close the rest of them and work with what you have. I made up that term, go fishing, because that's what I did. When I first started booking classes, I've mentioned this many times. I booked 3 in my very first month, and they were all like 1:30 a.m. on one day, 3 a.m. on another day, and 6 a.m. on another day. But I gave those 3 kids the best classes they could get. 2 of them came back, and then slowly over time, my class numbers, grew. James, I book available for 4 weeks ahead, but noon the day before I change it all to short notice. That is so smart. You don't have to open up short notice when you open up just your classes in general. You can open up regular slots and then the day before say, you know what, I didn't book that 8 a.m. I'm going to make it short notice. And sometimes you'll get a trial. Sometimes you'll get a student that maybe mom and dad forgot to book or their regular teacher had to cancel. You never know why a child might come to you with a short notice booking. Casey's answering all the good questions. I'm loving this. Let me know, for those people that are booking classes, some have already answered. Do you enjoy short notice? Outside of the pay scale, do you even notice a difference? Do you actually prep your classes at this point in the game? I will be very transparent and let you know I do not prep for my classes. Unless it's like my very first time doing a level 7, which I will look over the slides a few minutes before, I don't actually sit down and go through all the slides. I don't do it. I'm very comfortable with all the classes and supplementals. This is not like, look at me, I'm great. This is just what I personally do. If I feel uncomfortable or it's, again, a unit or a level I haven't taught, I'll review very quickly, but I don't go through and slide by slide examine what I'm going to be teaching. The teachers that have like envelopes per class of all their props, that is amazing. That's not my style, but that is absolutely amazing. You guys say, Casey, I open my frenzy and close any that don't book, then open them short notice. Yes, that is super smart. I've seen people that close them all and then reopen them as short notice. I've seen the people that close them all, log out, log back in, and do them short notice. I've seen the people that close them all, log out, log back in, change their profile picture to the same picture, thinking it's going to bump them up in the system. I have no proof whether or not that works. Log out again, log in, and then do short notice. That's a little bit extreme in my opinion, but whatever floats your boat. Alicia, I do love short notice. I prep by checking the available Google Slide props. I know who I usually like. Yes. It's actually fun when a short notice is a regular. Like, let's say the child was sick for a couple days and mom didn't book and then had to book later. I've gotten a couple regulars that do that, and it's really nice. Kate wrote, I'm not opposed to short notice, but I'm nervous just starting out. I don't have a ton of props, so it took a while to prepare for my mock classes. That's pretty normal. I want to say a week or 2 ago, I did a prop tour, so you can find that in my video queue down below. Like, I sat at my desk, pulled all of them out. I like to think I'm pretty minimalistic with my props, but I guess you could say either way, if you have a lot, if you have a little, whatever works for you. It's really whatever works for you guys. Kimberly and Lauren. Lauren said, Casey, when do you open them short notice? Within 24 hours. Kimberly, I want to go all short notice, but I'm worried I'll lose my regulars. I've seen that a lot. For me, when I told that story of how I only opened a 6 a.m. regular and then I opened 6:30 to 10 short notice, my regulars would book that 6 a.m. slot. So during the frenzy, I would be the teacher that only had 5 slots open. That's it. And I would have the same kid book me Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and she still does now. I just taught her this morning. And then 2 other regulars book Tuesday, Thursday. And then when the 24-hour time hit, I would open, the 6:30 to 10 short notice. And when they all booked, I'm not saying they always did. There was a period where I did all short notice 6 to 10 a.m. because I was trying to save money to put pavers, which are very expensive brick, but adults call them pavers. You're going to hear me mock adult life sometimes. I wanted to put pavers in my backyard, remulch, put in a fountain, get a fire pit, table, chairs, umbrella. That actually will be my Instagram post today, is the before and after shot of my backyard. But I was trying to get as much money from VIPKID and side hustling as possible so I could put a down payment on the pavers. And actually, I just paid it off. Let's see here. Casey's talking about her referrals. My referrals have been writing to me saying the same things I read in these chat boxes, that they're all approved, they're ready to go. I've got like 7 people that are just waiting to book that first class. And I feel for them because they've gone through the mocks, they've gone through the demos, they've gone through the background checks, the photos, the bios, all that stuff. They've done, given their IDs, their degrees, everything. And now they're just waiting. And I don't know what to tell them other than, the patience. Make sure you're opening the right week. If you follow me on Instagram, it's linked down below. Every Sunday, I share a picture of the days and the week that should be open, because I always get at least one person, even if I've never met them before, that write to me and say, Kristen, I didn't book anything. I was at the Frenzy on Saturday, and so I'm sorry, I was on the Frenzy on Sunday, and I opened the following Monday and all those days, and I have to tell them 9 days in advance. If you're on this Sunday, you need to make sure that you open a week from that Sunday. And then I get the, oh, okay, and they'll write back a week later and say they did that and still didn't book. So patterns. Patience and patterns. Patty, tell me why I haven't booked for 1 month, opened all slots, short notice PP times, updated bio, intro, very frustrated. Started in March with 11 classes the first week, and since then, 0. I wish I could tell you. And if I could tell you, or I had any of the answers, I guarantee you I would tell you. My advice, keep opening them, keep opening all the slots. Send a ticket to somebody in the office. Go online. If you don't know how to send a ticket, look it up on YouTube. There's step-by-step tutorials by myself and others. Submit a ticket. Exactly what you wrote to me, write to them. Let them know that you have taught classes, and since, if you want to know why you booked those classes your first week, I can tell you that all the new teachers for the first 2 frenzies, all the new teachers show up at the top. When the parents go through the catalogs of all of our pictures, experiences, and what we're qualified to teach, all new teachers show up on the first page. It's like getting free Google advertising. You show up on the very first page of search, you're likely to get booked. And after those 2 weeks, the new class of the people who've been hired are on that first page. So a lot of times you see teachers say, my first week, I was fully booked. And then the second week, I got nothing. Coffee break. Yes, I drink canned nitro in my house. Let's see here. Vietnam has gone 5 straight days with no new cases of COVID, so they announced that today we are going back to school mid-May. I can tell you now that as of 48 hours ago, the state of Ohio decided that we are not going back to school for the rest of the year, academic school year. So hopefully we'll be back in September. And I know this is not on our topic, so I'm going to make this really short and sweet. It was really hard yesterday, accepting this fact and knowing I'm not going to see my 8th graders again, and we are indeed canceling all of our things. And it was sad. It made me really upset. I knew it was coming, but I think when you read it on the news, it's a lot more like, oh, this is solid. It's fact now. So if you're a teacher and you've been affected by this, I'm really sorry. I'm sure you're just as upset as I am. And it is harder remote teaching. But anyway, we're going to jump back into the topic of this video, which is short notice bookings. In my experience, I did not get them until the end of my first contract, and they were very sparse and very far and in between. It wasn't until contract 3 that I was able to book 50 to 70% of my short notices. And then last summer when I did contract number 4, I did full all day, all night short notices. And this was before quarantine and COVID, when I could open up Friday morning, I could teach all my classes, and then at 10 a.m. I could open up Friday night classes. And by the time 8 or 9 p.m. rolled around, I would have 3 or 4 short notice bookings, and it was awesome. Oh, Casey, I need to try that coffee. If you are watching this and you're like, why is she drinking this? I just got into this coffee, and I wrote to them saying, hey, I'm a teacher, rough times for teachers and doctors, because I noticed they were giving a discount to doctors. And I said, that is great, wonderful. Would you consider doing this for teachers? And they let me have like a 10% discount code. It's down in the bio of this video. It's down by, it's got to be somewhere. Oh, it's not in this video. I will have to make sure it gets there. But Rise Coffee is now offering like a 10%. This is not sponsored. They are not paying me to say this. I'm just telling you, it's nice to have chilled nitro cold brew in your house. Today I'm drinking a regular. They do have like oat milk latte, regular latte, mochas and lattes, and regular are basically what they have. I will pull that up just because I don't know why it didn't show up there. That's really awkward. Anyway, while I do that, I want to make a really quick announcement. And if you're still here and you've made it all the way through this, give me a huge thumbs up. We're going to try to get to 14, we'll try to get to 20. I know this channel has always had this series called the Onesie One Take. But I'm telling you now that this is my last episode of the onesie one take because, and I'm sorry, I'm looking down, because starting next week, you might not see me in a onesie. I know you're very upset. The onesie one take is actually going to be rebranded to be called the Wednesday one take. And I had thought about doing this for a long time, and I finally made the decision because I have been getting people DMing me, emailing me, asking me if I would wear their like Etsy store shirts and shout out their channels or their stores or Amazon, wherever they sell their things. They're all different. So, starting in May, you might see me in this one, or you might see me in a regular shirt, or you might see me in an Etsy store. You might see me doing a shout out to an Etsy shop. So if you know someone or you are someone who owns an Etsy store, you sell swag for VIPKID. Right now, since I only do VIPKID videos, I won't wear like a swag shirt for GoGo Kid and then talk about VIPKID. That's really weird. I don't think anyone would want that. But I'm putting the discount code for the coffee in the chat right now. Here's the discount code for that Rise coffee. And it's got the discount. It says stock up 10 for 10% off. Again, not sponsored. They're not paying me to say it. Just love it. But if you know someone who is an Etsy store owner and they've been trying to find ways to have somebody, shout out, sponsor, wear their clothes and not have to pay for it. I know some people charge to wear different products on their channels. I am not doing that. My P.O. box is listed down below. If you send me a shirt and a note what you would like me to say, how you like me to shout out your Etsy store, that is what I am here to do. I have met so many amazing people from Journey, Instagram, Facebook, here in YouTube chats, and you guys are so creative and amazing. I said, what can I do? I won't do the onesie one take. I'll make it the Wednesday one take. And P.S., I bought this off of, was it Etsy or the 5 Apple shop? I bought this from a VIPKID teacher with the idea of just making a creative weekly host show. Actually, I did this because I loved VIPKID. I wanted to answer all your questions. I love the idea of wearing a onesie, and you guys have actually helped me make many samples for my voiceover work. So anytime you heard me do the introduction, like, hey, you guys, and welcome back to another blah, 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 I was audio recording that separately so I could every week listen to my tone, listen to my inflections, and then I slowly over time made my demo reels and demo samples for voiceover work. So you guys have essentially helped me create a community and get samples that have led to another side hustle of voiceover. So now when you go to the Wayne Public Library and you hear hello and welcome to the Wayne Public Library, there's a chance you may have heard that girl that wears her pajamas on the internet. Let me see here. I will add that. Yes, I will add that discount code into the comments. Great. But anyway, that is this episode of the Onesie One Take. Once again, let me know you liked it by giving it a huge thumbs up. If you like live stream Onesie One Takes, let me know. If I'm doing someone's brand, like if I'm sponsoring someone in their Etsy store or shop, I'll probably pre-film it so I don't mess up, what their codes are, their discount, what I'm wearing. But every once in a while, I might just pop on and do a live Wednesday one take. So next week and every week after, you'll probably hear me say, hey, you guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Wednesday one take. Doesn't mean I won't throw the onesie in here every once in a while. A lot of people don't actually know this is a onesie. A lot of people ask me where I got my jacket. But leave me your final comments, and I will write back to you. Let's see here. Casey, if you do try that coffee, use that 10% discount because it basically covers like the shipping and a little bit of the cost for the taxes. Casey has been answering all of these comments. That is amazing. So I will end with this. If you are struggling in quarantine, please just keep going. Find ways to make, your days as interesting as possible. I will be very honest and say that yesterday started off very productive and then ended up on my couch. Like the motivation just was gone. And I just sat on my couch. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to talk to anybody. So even the most positive looking people on social media, if they don't tell you, there's a big chance we are also going through those hard times. If you saw yesterday's video, I drove myself up north 35 minutes, found a random Starbucks in a grocery store because all the rest were closed, and I dropped coffee off on my parents' front doorstep. If you missed it, it's my most recent video called like my failed coffee drive-by or something. I don't know what I named it. But I had that great day with my family, and then literally the next day I was like, I don't want to do anything. This is awful. What's going on? When is the world going back to normal? Why is my neighbor hammering right now? So you're not alone if you are thinking that, quarantine is affecting just me. And if it's not my neighbor, it's my cat trying to get into my cabinets. This is madness. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much. I hope that you have a great day. Before you head out of here, give this video a huge thumbs up to let me know you like live Wednesday one takes. It's going to take a while for me to get used to saying the Wednesday one take. And if you guys have any topics you want to see, I'm trying to make this series go for an entire year. We've just hit just over our 6.5 month mark. So we've got 5.5 months to go on this series. I like to plot it just like you would a professional series for a 52-week series, and that's what we will do. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you guys want to do another teacher's lounge with coffee. If you remember a few weeks back, if you're new here, you may have missed this, but we do VIPKID Teacher's Lounge live chats. And it's usually, Casey's usually in here. You guys pick a topic the day before on my Instagram or here in the poll on YouTube, and we talk about it. Last time we talked about me disputing my 3-apple rating, and if you missed it, spoiler alert, VIPKID did side with me, and it was great. I explained the whole story. I actually read verbatim what the mom wrote and what VIPKID wrote. But if you guys want another Teacher's Lounge, let me know in the chat. Other than that, I'm going to log off. I'm going to go do something with the day. I don't know. See, even I have to write everything out. If I sit here and try to tell you what I'm doing, I won't do it. I'll just blabber on like I have been for the last 3 minutes. Anyway, carry on. Leave me messages. I will be on my Instagram later today. And other than that, be safe, be happy. Let me know again if you want to do a teacher's lounge, maybe this weekend or next week. And check out on Instagram. We are going to do a live stream with my accountant. She's going to answer any questions you have about taxes pertaining to VIPKID teachers. So look for that later today, tomorrow, and the rest of the week. Guys, have a great week. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.